It is getting larger. It is getting larger.
It is, yeah, Nick, we definitely see that. This is a large, dangerous tornado.
Like a dust devil type deal as it sucks the dirt right off the fields.
Dangerous severe storms moving quickly, leaving damage across the state.
Several tornadoes developing in some areas, leaving behind debris and destruction.
And that is feeding this titanic supercell.
I'm in rural Yukon, where right now streets are blocked off after a tornado made its way through here. I'm KOCO Shelby Montgomery, and coming up, a look at the damage that was left behind.
And our team of meteorologists and storm chasers with you since last night.
They're going to get this stopped right now. They're going to probably go weapons drawn and get this individual out of the car. You can see them surrounding it.
Crews were able to quickly put that fire out. Police also on scene investigating an officer-involved shooting.
Here within the last 30 minutes, Hurricane Debbie making landfall in northern Florida as a Category 1 storm, and you can see already some of the damage that we're seeing. It looks like some downed trees there. You can see the bridge just falling into the river. We know that several vehicles and people fell into the water. First responders updating us less than an hour ago, saying at least 2 people have been rescued.
Of the bridge collapsed into the water.
Police are in a standoff with a suspect in Bethany who could be armed.
We do have KOCO Shelby Montgomery live from that scene.
As you can see, police do have the westbound lanes of Northwest 39th blocked off.
This morning, the FBI is asking any potential victims of cyber attacks involving Integris Health to come forward. Integris says files were accessed between November and December of 2023 by an unauthorized party. Now, according to a lawsuit, cyber criminals stole patients' social security numbers, their birth dates, addresses.
18 recovering after being stabbed at the Tulsa Fair. This happened Saturday. A suspect was arrested and is being held on a $50,000 safety concerns at the fair.
Calling a special session to start in about a week and a half. The focus will be tax cuts. The governor believes Oklahoma is in good enough financial standing.
To ground flights overnight was due to communication issues. If you take a look at your screen, you can see on the left side passengers in California, Pennsylvania, Washington all being forced to wait earlier this morning. Here's a live look at Will Rogers World Airport.
Protesters blocked major roads and highways.
This impacting both coast and the Midwest, and protesters gathered.
Take a look at what happened.
Terrifying moments for former President Donald Trump after he was shot at while delivering a speech at his campaign rally in Pennsylvania Saturday evening. A gunman perched on a nearby rooftop with what authorities say was an AR-style gun, opening fire, attempting to assassinate the former president. Trump saying the bullet hit his ear.
We know one person died and another was hurt. The FBI identified the shooter as 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks. He was killed by the Secret Service. Now officials are working to determine a motive.
Reactions from prominent Oklahomans. Governor Kevin Stitt saying, quote, "My prayers are with President Trump and those in attendance at the rally." Jackie DeFusco joins us live from Milwaukee. And Jackie, the shooting is putting a lot of focus on security this week.
Pricing and maybe won't even be able to be dropped off.
Yeah, Shelby, Alejandra, 50,000 plus people expected to be here this week for the RNC after Donald Trump was targeted.
And overnight, look at this. A volcano erupts in Iceland,
bringing tornadoes and intense winds overnight.
The strong system leaving damage behind.
Crews in the area have had a chance to clean up and move some of that debris out of the way.
At least 22 confirmed tornadoes.
Widespread damage reported in multiple states after tornadoes ripped through.
Tornado touches down in Temple, Texas, and the city issuing an emergency declaration.
Continue to follow this. I know a lot of power outages still being reported. We have team coverage. I want to get things over to Colby Terrell. Colby, what's the latest in your area?
Well, Cameron, right here in Midwest City, we see a bunch of down power lines. You can see behind me here at this Arby's, about 4, some of them even completely snapped in half.
Talk about what you're seeing and how bad it is out there in the metro.
So our crews all of our construction crews reported this morning.
Bombing in Oklahoma City was an attack on innocent children and defenseless citizens.
I allow myself one day to be sad. The rest of the time I try to look at the positive, but today it's okay if I'm sad.
And today we remember 29 years since Oklahoma's darkest day. We pay tribute to the lives lost and make sure that we never forget.
We have team coverage for you, starting with Cameron Seibert, who is live at the Oklahoma City National Memorial and Museum.
You're looking out at 9:03, which symbolizes the moment after the explosion when healing officially began here in Oklahoma City.
Water plant are fully functioning again. Crews worked late into the night to replace those pumps after a water tower froze.
Horrifying moment for tourists in South Africa after they came too close to an elephant. Take a look at this video here. So what's happening is you can see the elephant getting aggressive and it starts headbutting the truck and lifting it with its tusks. The tourists ducking in between seats during this tense standoff. For back to school, KOCO was partnering with the Regional Food Bank for a day of giving. KOCO's Audrey Goodson is there now with how you can make a difference. Audrey.
Alejandra, school starts in just a few short weeks.
Sweep here in this playoff series. Fans welcoming the players and coaches at Will Rogers World Airport just after 1 a.m. The team going undefeated in the first round of the NBA playoff games, winning all 4 games.
And last night's final score, you can see right here, 97-89. This is the first series win since 2016, first series sweep since 2012. And now the Thunder, they wait and see who they'll be facing. And fans, they're celebrating that big win. We heard from one person who was out at the airport this morning and said he is thundered up.
I knew the sweep was coming, man. I made my broom earlier today. Oh, man. I've been waiting on this, man.
Well, new this morning in Oklahoma, a trooper is describing this terrifying moment right here. Last week, Trooper Jesse Gregory was sent flying after an SUV crashed into a vehicle he had pulled over for a traffic stop.
I was able to bounce to my feet and call for help.
One woman was shot and killed near 54th and South Sunny Lane. OKC police are searching for a suspect.
When they arrived, an adult female victim was located.
That left one person dead. It all happened near Northeast 23rd and Lottie, and police say one of the victims was found in a parking lot of a business.
Police, the victim, 49-year-old Teron Hall, had been shot. She was rushed to the hospital where she died days later.
7-year-old Devon Sias missing this morning from the jail.
The death row inmate convicted in 2 murders back in 2002 is scheduled to be executed.
The truck is a good probably 15 feet, 16 feet in the air.
Also breaking overnight, part of I-40 near I-35 is now open.
Still blocked off to just 1 lane. Now, the crash happened around 3 o'clock this morning, and the Oklahoma Highway Patrol is diverting traffic right now.
You can still see a very active scene here on the north side of Guthrie.
We know that over in Kay County, one casino was in danger.
And clearly there was never an intention to show disrespect to any religious group. On the contrary, I think that Majoli really tried to really intend to celebrate community tolerance.
And new this morning, Olympics organizers issuing an apology for a performance that resembled the Last Supper depiction at the Paris Olympics opening ceremony Friday. They say they meant no disrespect, but this apology comes after receiving backlash from several religious groups. And Oklahoma leaders sharing their thoughts on the performance. On X, Senator James Lankford said, quote, making fun of the Last Supper at the opening ceremony of the Olympics is intentionally offensive. And Governor Kevin Stitt saying in part, quote, it's disheartening to see how easily people make a mockery of Jesus's sacrifice.
President Biden now endorsing Vice President Kamala Harris. President Kamala Harris will announce her running.
Relocating the Crooked Oak Public Schools facilities on the agenda today for Oklahoma County Commissioners.
And this comes as leaders take the next steps to build a new county jail. And Shelby Montgomery, you're following this for us today.
So in addition to the discussion of relocating those facilities, commissioners will also give the green light to buy that land at 1901 East Grand Boulevard. That's near Del City.
Voters down and more also elected a new mayor. KOCO Shelby Montgomery is in the studio with a breakdown of those results. Shelby.
Good morning. So let's start in Moore. A new mayor will soon be taking over for the first time in 30 years. Mark Ham will take over the role of mayor from Glenn Lewis. Now 50% of the voters chose Mark Ham over Jeff Arvid. And now to bonds for school districts across the metro. In Edmond, voters are saying yes to a $147 million bond.
Into our newsroom, lawmakers unveiling the $1.2 trillion government funding package that could avert a partial shutdown.
And this morning's passage creates a high-stakes race to pass the legislation before Friday's deadline.
Speaker-designate Steve Scalise removed his name from consideration after days of trying to win over the holdouts within his own party. Amy Lou is in our Washington bureau. So, Amy, tell us, what was the reasoning here?
Senator James Lankford taking a new stance on a new bill regarding IVF treatments. Coming up, his reasoning and what he had to say on the Senate floor.
It's quiet now, but it is an alert day. I'll have your storm timeline. I'll get you and your family ready for risk of severe storms, large hail, and a tornado risk also.
This literally looks like a hurricane right now.
Crazy images here. Strong 85-mile-per-hour winds slamming the station.
Flooding throughout Moore, just about 3 miles south of where Shelby is. There's more high water rescue efforts underway. So KOCO's Audrey Goodson, she joins us live right now. This is near Southeast 34th and Sunny Lane. And Audrey, a lot of crews in that area. Tell us what you're seeing.
That's right. Well, the water is receding here. I'm going to step out of the way and just show you guys what we're seeing here at this mobile home park.
More than 1 million people still don't have power, and this morning, OG&E is sending nearly 100 employees to help fix power lines.
And Cameron, they just left about 30 minutes ago, so you were there where they were. How is this all going to work?
Does that decision first get made? We're going to go down there. We're going to help. Obviously, we get help all the time when we have disasters here in Oklahoma. When did you guys decide it was time to go?
Call upon them when we have major storm issues as well. So it's kind of a big family in essence. So it's mutual assistance. About 100 crew members from OG&E are heading down to Houston right now.
We are monitoring an alert day this morning. More storms expected today. Be sure you're staying weather aware. The best way to do that, download the free KOCO 5 mobile app.
He said it's a plane crash, and I was like, what? That's odd.
Developing this morning, 2 people pulled from the water after a small plane goes down at Lake Carl Blackwell in Stillwater. It happened Saturday while hundreds of people were on the lake enjoying their holiday weekend. Thankfully, the plane didn't hit anyone in the water.
And only on 5, you can see the plane flipping over here in the water. After hours of work this morning, we're hearing from a witness about what they saw.
Pontoon boat pulled up and first a girl got off, but she was kind of holding her head.
Watson says he's helping a Florida woman right now going through the process. And as their days in court approach, he says he's standing on his faith and the help state leaders have given.
Setting up razor wire after the Supreme Court voted to remove it. Cameron Seibert tracking this story for us this morning and how Oklahoma is really taking a stance here. Cameron.
Yeah, guys, this is the latest example of major tension between the federal government and our neighbors to the south in Texas. Governor Stitt took a stance on social media saying, quote, Oklahoma stands with Texas. I-5 is the only helicopter flying for you every weekday morning. We're flying right now over I-35 and 19th Street.
During your morning commute, but so far things are looking okay. More to I-240 just slowed down to 6 minutes.
Closed. This is a live look of that area. The closure will start at 9 a.m. and will go until 1 p.m.
Use Douglas Boulevard to access westbound I-40. And now traffic alert warning for our friends in Yukon.
The weather can impact how bad those allergies actually are. So the most recent allergy report showing very high conditions for weeds.
Children, they'll be heading back to school here soon.
Yeah, so let's get over to KOCO's Audrey Goodson. Now she is live outside of Ralph Downs Elementary. And Audrey, kids aren't there yet. It's still pretty quiet out there. Look right now at Groundhog Day festivities. We are waiting on Punxsutawney Phil to make his predictions.
This weather did not provide is a shadow or reason to hide. Glad tidings on this
Punxsutawney Phil did not see his shadow. We are just 3 days away from the historic solar eclipse. The Millions jackpot has grown to an estimated $740 million.
It's 6:45, so the hottest couple right now. Depends on who you ask, but you know, we're talking about it a lot.
Yes.
What did we say? Tavis?
Tavis.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. And guess what? An Oklahoma couple actually predicted the romance nearly 3 years ago.
It's wild. So take a look at this picture shared with KOCO. Michaela Stevens posted this on her Instagram on October 30th, 2020. The caption reads, I don't know any world in which Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce would be in the same room together, but apparently they're married in this one.